A lot of you feel really frustrated in life because you keep trying things and then quitting them. And because you keep quitting things, you worry that you're never going to find your thing, or this sense that I'm meant for more. There's something else out there for me. I know I have a bigger purpose and I'm supposed to make money from it. You feel like that is not real because you keep quitting things. And today, I just really want to talk about why, first of all, quitting things is part of the process, but then on a deeper level, what needs to happen underneath that quitting is a deeper sense of trusting yourself and trusting your soul so that you're actually guided to the things that you want to do instead of doing the things that you think that you should do or that make practical or logical sense, which is the reason that you keep wanting to do things that you quit. Because the truth is, I quit a lot of things. In my day before finding my purpose. I quit blogs, boyfriends, jobs. Nothing really lasted for longer than 3 months. I told myself I was a quitter. I tried like different hobbies when I was younger, gymnastics, whatever. And my parents, I remember this is kind of a weird story, so don't judge me for it, but I used to horseback ride and I remember always wanting a horse. And my parents could have maybe afforded a horse for me or at least some sort of arrangement. But they were basically like, you always quit things, so we're not going to do that for you. That really reinforced this sense that I'm a quitter. I don't stick to things. And so then that story that we tell ourselves becomes a reinforcing feedback loop. Like, oh, I quit. And so therefore, then we're giving ourselves permission to quit. We don't really go after what we really want because we think we're a quitter. And if we are doing something that we really want, even though it's really meaningful to us, when we get to a fork in the road where it feels difficult, instead of really grounding in and digging in your heels and being like, this is meaningful, I'm going to figure out how to make it work, you're like, oh, I'm a quitter. So then you just give yourself permission to quit. So this becomes really difficult. So that's why I quit so many blogs, right? I always knew that I wanted to become a writer. I wanted to have a blog. I wanted to build an audience, but I always abandoned things after one or two posts because my posts wouldn't get the feedback that I wanted. And then I would just say oh, I can't really do this. Oh, I'm a quitter. It's okay to quit. And then the other side of this is because I didn't really trust myself and trust that I was being guided or trust that my desires were real. Yes, I am meant to have a blog. I do have a message to share that people will find meaningful and helpful for their daily life. I didn't really trust that. So I just remember distinctly right after college, I did try and go and pursue my dreams. I was going to travel the world, do crazy things, and write about it. And I moved to Hawaii for a little bit after college, worked on a farm, which ended up being a fruit stand sham, totally different story. But I remember coming back and someone in my family flipped out on me one day and they were like, why can't you be normal? And that really stuck with me. Why can't you be normal? And I didn't really think at the time, oh, I'm not normal and that's a good thing. Instead, it was oh, I'm not normal. I have this shame. What's wrong with me? So a year or so after that, I was oh, I turned 25. And so I thought, oh, it's time to grow up and get a real job, right? So I got a journalism job, really good at that. But then 2 years after that, I got cancer. And I really think that those two things are so closely linked because the truth is, when we don't listen to our souls, when we're not living in alignment with our souls, we suffer. We suffer emotionally. And then a lot of times that emotional suffering ends up becoming physical suffering, and our health can suffer, especially as you get older, and the impacts of not living in alignment with who you really are just become more and more, right? So a lot of times when I work with people, now I'm over 40, so I'm working with people who are often a little bit older and they're really successful in their careers, but they're unfulfilled and they kind of feel guilty for that. And they've tried a lot of different side hustles to make money, but they haven't found their thing. It's really common for people to start doubting and wondering oh my God, I haven't found my thing. I'm a quitter. And all these stories just keep raveling inside of yourself. And then what happens is you make decisions based off this fake story. I'm a quitter. I don't really believe in what I feel is real. So then you start going for the easy money, the side hustle, the I just want to quit my job stuff. But that doesn't actually solve the problem, because the problem is that you're disconnected from your purpose. You're disconnected from what you're really here and meant to do. And finding that and monetizing that, if that's what your dream is, and if you're in this community, that's probably what you really want. But that is what's going to create fulfillment for you. That is what your soul really longs to do. And that is like that endless searching. So on one level, finding your purpose really is about taking right next step after right next step. But at a deeper level, what that spirit of experimentation that I like to say, of just following your curiosity, what that really does is help you like shake loose all of the shoulds and all of that other stuff so that you're really listening to your soul. Because like when I was finding my purpose, I did all kinds of random stuff. I took a jewelry making class. I took tennis lessons. I had originally quit my job to freelance write. And so that was like a close thing, right? But it wasn't the thing. It was what I call like a shadow career, an almost career. It uses my gifts. I'm objectively skilled at this thing, but it's still not my deeper purpose. It's still not what I really long to do. And it's still not scratching that itch of deeper fulfillment. Like, yes, these are my special gifts. And this is what I'm really meant here to do. But what following all of those little things along the way did was it just kind of like shook me loose so that I could then just act from a place of being who I really am. Because at the core, that's how you find your purpose. That's how you find the work that you're meant to do. You just move forward when you're fully in alignment with your soul, when you're being who you're meant to be. Then your next step is natural. But that requires a tremendous amount of self-trust. Like I said, you're trusting the messages in your soul, and you're trusting your next step, and you're trusting your desires. Like your desires are safe guidance. Your desires are always guiding you forward. So you need to confront all the voices inside of you that say, what I want is impossible. What I want is ludicrous. It's not real. I don't know anyone who's created a life like that. Because I haven't created it yet, I don't think that I can. So these are all the voices, and then all the doubts and other fears, right? Like, what if I try and I fail? What if I don't have what it takes? What if I'm not capable? These are all the deeper voices that you need to first make conscious, because they're running the program, but you're not conscious of it. So you need to first make them conscious. And then second, you need to heal the deeper emotions underneath of that, like the pain, because when you're no longer emotionally attached to these stories, then you can write a new belief. But unless you clear that underlying emotional pain, you won't be able to write a new story, because there's pain, right? I'm not capable of creating the life that I want. That's a painful story. And that story probably came from someplace. And when you believe that, and there's a sense of pain around that, even if you're like objectively so happy in your life and there's so many good things going on, there's still a lot of times, if you're not living your purpose, these deeper pains. And like when you're just attached to that pain and you believe it, that is stopping you from doing the thing that you're most meant to do. So what I want you to do is I want you to journal. I want you to journal out all of the things, all of these stories that you're telling yourself. I want you to feel and heal the emotions. And I have a video for that that'll link for you. And then I want you to rewrite the story. What is ultimately true? What would I rather believe in? I can achieve anything that I put my whole heart into. I trust myself. My soul is always guiding me. Even if nobody else around me gets what I'm here to do and what I want to do, I trust myself. And even if I fail, because the truth is you fail your way to success, even if I fail, it's worth it to me. I'd rather fail at something meaningful than succeed at something that means nothing. And then also, I trust myself that if I keep going, if I keep pursuing and trying and devote my whole heart into something, I will succeed, because I have a purpose. I have a purpose, and I trust my vision, and I know that God wants me to succeed at this purpose. So of course I will succeed. Of course I will succeed at the thing that I am meant to do, that I was born to do. Of course I will succeed. And I might not have all of the skills right now. I might need to learn some things. I might need to grow in some ways. I might need to be more confident. So the inner skills, I might need to learn practical skills, how to build a business, how to write copy, how to whatever. But I trust that I can do that. And I trust that my soul will guide me each and every step of the way. And I trust that. And when you trust yourself and you trust the messages that you're guided to from within, and you just take action without seeing the whole vision, just right step after right next step, that is when your breakthroughs will come. And that is when you will create the life of your wildest dreams. And if you want support on this journey, my special gift is really helping tuning into your energy and helping you understand the deeper root of what's holding you back and then transforming it, because success truly is 80% mindset. So you can click the link to schedule a discovery call, or you can check out my Substack for lots of free content. And I also have a mindset membership, which has weekly journaling prompts to help you really dive deeper into these stories so that you can find the work that you're meant to do and monetize your truest gifts. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What is your soul telling you is the right next step? I would love to hear that, or just leave a message and say hi. I just really want to create a community of people who are chasing their dreams, and I am here to support you every step of the way. You don't have to do this alone. So I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.